Great. Thank you, Ian, Ryan, and Forrest. Welcome to our Sunday celebration service. I'm Reverend Valorie, and I'm thrilled to be here with you today on this fine July Sunday. And would like to welcome those of you who are here for the very first time, and those who are also online with us, because we do have regulars online as well, and others who join us. And so we're a multi-congregation here, online and in digital. So today's service leader is Heather Oram. She's also our singer today, so we're pleased to have her. And her daughter Juju is going to do interpretive dance. So it's going to be beautiful. So let us start with our opening prayer. So we pause right here and right now, breathing in the presence of Spirit. Breathing in that presence that Reverend Cheryl spoke about a couple of weeks ago. And so we call forth that presence of Spirit that resides within and all around, one presence, one power, active in the universe and in our lives. We join today with other congregations of worship in Richmond and around the world. And we, as a collective, envision the world's hearts of all of our world's leaders softening and opening to and embracing to receive and express love and peace. We call forth that peace within ourselves right now, because we know that peace begins with me. And so as I embrace peace and as I practice peace in my life, I can be a peacemaker, and I can share that peace and raise the vibration of the collective consciousness. We also are full of gratitude for all of the many blessings that we have. We're grateful for each other in this community. We're grateful for the musicians, and we're grateful for all the expressions of uniqueness and love that are expressed here in this community. And so we give thanks, and together we say, so it is. Amen. And now I'll call Heather up to do our statement of truth and daily word.
This is what's going on. All right. Good morning. So good to be here. So good to see everyone's beautiful face. New faces I haven't seen in a while. Together, let's say the unity principle. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. All right. Now our vision together. We are transformed lives, transforming the world. Excellent. Today's daily word, yes, authentic. I live profoundly as my authentic self. One of the best ways to feel the fullness of my divinity is to express the uniqueness of my humanity. Let me say that again. One of the best ways to feel the fullness of my divinity is to express the uniqueness of my humanity. There's no one on earth who is exactly like me. No one who has my history and experiences. No one who has my particular talents and gifts. I make the world a richer place when I show up as the person I am. If I am too timid to share my gifts, if I carry shame or regret about my past, or if I feel afraid to let others see the real me, I'm not being my authentic self. Authenticity means being who I am with confidence. I am a divine being, a child of God. Let's say that together. I am a divine being, a child of God. I take my place in the world with joy, knowing I belong here just as much as everyone else. Rooted in my divinity, I celebrate my humanity by being my authentic self. From Romans 8:14, for all who are led by the Spirit of God are children of God. And so let's say this affirmation 3 times together with conviction. I live proudly as my authentic self. I live proudly as my authentic self. I live proudly as my authentic self. Please stand and rise as we sing together. Up to a higher place. Up, far beyond this time and space. Up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. No more forward, no more backward, no more spinning around and around. My life is moving ever upward, my feet are leaving the ground. Up to a higher place. Up, far beyond this time and space. Up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Marvelous, darlings, marvelous.
Just before we do our opportunities and announcements, I wanted to share a big, big thank you to our volunteers who served for our holistic health fair last week, which was very, very successful. We raised near $1,000 in the process, and some of those volunteers provided food for our potato and salad bar. That Barbara Spicer organized that, Royce Clater, Janet Wilson, and we had greeters and assistants. There was Janet Wilson, Rob Rust, and Jackie Niles also did baked goods, Mary Ellen baked goods, Doris Marr, Carol Lapierre and Jackie kind of co-spearheaded this. We had the help of Vita Isaacs. There was Mary Beth, Victoria, and Marcy Newman, Mary Crutchfield, Tom Johnston, Jeff Purdy. They greeted people out and ushered them in the parking in the right place. And so just know that everybody coming together like that has been has blessed our community, and we brought new people into our doors and made great connections. And so we thank all of the volunteers who were serving last week. And Barbara, you just walked in. I thanked you before you came in the room. I want you to know. All right. So, and if we missed you in that list, please forgive. We tried to make sure we got everybody who participated and helped out. So, thank you. It was a great success. We'll do another one soon. All right.
You miss me? All right. Spirit wants to have fun, man. Come on. Opportunities. Let's see what's going down around town. Can I get the next slide, please? All right, 50-50 raffle. Heck yeah, man. I want to make some easy money. Okay, so buy a ticket for $5, 3 for $10. You know how it works. All the money in, you get your name pulled, you get half the money back coming to you. Easy money, just manifest it. All right, so.
Last call today.
Oh, last call today.
Yeah,
oh.
We're drawing after service.
Well.
Make sure you get your tickets.
You heard the lady, get your tickets. Okay, gala dinners. They're fundraisers for Unity. And they've been going on all season. We got, I think, Carol, you've got yours coming up.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's full.
It's full already? Gosh darn, okay. Always a quick one to get full. Okay, well, we still got them going. How many, are we signing up in the lobby for?
Yes, anyone who wants to sign up to host a fundraiser. I know we have one scheduled in November with Barbara and Fred Hess.
Okay.
And Mira and I will be hosting a movie night, metaphysical movie night, dine-in. So just stay tuned and look for those. So we'll just keep them going throughout the year. We're going to have turkey tune-up in November.
Who's going to host where we can bring our animals?
Oh.
We should have an animal-friendly gala dinner.
Oh,
Let's
I like
think about
that.
Let's manifest that. Why not me? Well, you know what?
We can do it here.
Not.
Can do it here.
Talk to me next year about that. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm throwing that out there. Oh, if anybody wants to help me move mid-September, like see me after service, that'd be great. Okay. That wasn't on the opportunities. But why not me? Okay, that's going to happen next year. Mark my words. We're going to do something with animals. All right, let's see here. What's up next? Gala at the Lake. We talked about that with Miss Carol. That's going to be a super fun time. Thank you, Miss Carol. How many years now? Lost track. Oh, and
yes.
Please pay up if you haven't already, so we can get all the goodies for this gathering. Thank you. Okay. Next up, Gratitude Spotlight. So
here comes Bert.
We have a very special person. I asked her, what do you want me to say? And she's like, tell them I love volunteering. And so Miss Bernice, who loves volunteering and always looks so fabulous, but she's in the back making sure we are streaming live. Look, you exist. Come on up. This is the lady behind the live streaming, making sure our family who cannot be here physically with us gets to hang out with us. So Miss Bernice, please take it away.
Lift it up. All right.
I need to press the button. Sometimes I get too touchy-feely with this.
Here comes a new mic.
Okay, we have another mic coming up, brought to you by Mr. Corey Fleet. Thank you for your service.
That's what happens when technical people end up coming up. Okay, it's on. So
He's gonna.
Corey's going to give me the
There we go.
volume. There we go. See?
Look, we can't do this without you, Bernice.
Well, some people don't even know my last name. I'm Bernice Baker, and I rarely introduce myself to people other than saying, I'm Bernice, because in so many places, I'm the only Bernice. So, it's like, it's that one. And Maureen's talk really impressed me last week, and I was thinking about, oh my gosh, what am I grateful for? And then Reverend Valorie said, would you like to do a little commentary, talk about unity in you? And I thought, okay, that's so nice that you asked me, but, and then I thought, yeah, if you don't want to step out there in front of the people that you trust, you really need to do this. So this is where I am. And a couple times today, people have asked me, how long have you been coming to Unity? My Unity story is very convoluted. My first exposure was as a kid watching PBS, and I would watch The Word from Unity. And then I found out years later that devotional book that my aunt always carried with her when she came to visit us was the Daily Word. When I first came to Richmond, I had a friend who said, let's go check out this spiritual place over there on Seminary. It was Unity. And I didn't come as a regular person until probably 20 years later. And I would come for a year or two, and then I'd drop out, then I'd come for a year or two. So I don't really know how long I've actually attended at Unity. The most recent period is about 7 years, and that stuck. So here I am. And the things that I am most grateful for with Unity is community. I actually found that I used to volunteer all the time at different things, but when I came to Unity, volunteering changed so that I'm being of service. And that makes it something that is what I put out is coming back to me almost right away. I feel that energy. I love our classes. I love our book talks. I've gotten closer to people who know that I ask lots of questions, but that's just me. Thank you. So Unity is my connection to exploration, and not just of the world, but also of myself. Thank you. Switch up. All right.
Thank you, Bernice. I know. Thank you, Bernice. Truly, when Bernice is here, we're like, I got nothing to worry about. Oh, she's good to go. Oh, that's me. Hello. Joy in my day. Thank you for being here and giving the opportunity to hang out with you, be silly with you. This is how Spirit chooses to express through me when I know that I am allowing Spirit to flow. This is my natural state. So I hope that you are also tuning into your natural state. Silliness, whatever it may be, it is welcome and celebrated here at Unity. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
All right. Thank you. That's right. Love in the words I sing, peace in the world I make. Lord, in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make.
Peace in the world I
God in every breath.
God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. We are lifted up.
We're lifted up.
We are lifted up.
Higher. We are lifted up.
We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher.
Love in the words we say. Love in the words we say. Peace in the world we make. Peace in the world we make. God in every breath we take. God in every breath we take. Joy in our day. Joy in our day. Love in the words we say. Peace in the world we make. Peace in the world we make. God in every breath. God in every breath we take. Joy in our day. Joy in our day. God in every breath we take. Joy in our day. Joy in. We are lifted up. Here we go. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. Two more times. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are powerful, you know that, right?
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you. And thank you for letting us sing along. You all want to do that. So where do we go from here? So when you take a trip, you usually have a plan mapped out, right? You're either going to fly, and so there's a certain route you're going to fly through, your connections to your destination, or if you're driving, you've got a map, road map, Google Maps, whatever, and you're planning to take a specific route. And sometimes that route, there are roadblocks or delays, as you know, from traveling. So today's talk, Where Do We Go From Here, is about that. The last time I spoke on July 6th, I shared with you some great insights from our Unity Convention that I attended in June, which was on enlightened leadership, and some of the highlights that were presented by Gary and James Simmons, which I thought were worth reviewing today, because when we're taking we have this vision, this intention for our life, or this plan that we want to go to, our go-to, as they presented, is to predict and control. That's our default, because when things don't go the way we pictured or planned, we want to jump into predict and control. But it's important to use our spiritual tools and have a map, which I have come up with the acronym, a mind action plan. Your map is your mind action plan. So today's message, I want to remind myself and you that in order to fulfill our own vision and mission for our lives or our community and prosper in all areas, we do need to be flexible and creative and innovative, as I mentioned before. And we need to be like water, which applies to us. And at that time, on July 6th, there were some cards that I let you all take a card and keep it and draw it and take it home. It's the Who Have I Come to Be Oracle cards. There's a few more left in that basket there. So if you didn't get one, you can take one when you leave. But as amazingly enough, there were just a few left. And I happened to see this one sitting on top about being like water. I mean, this particular card is the element of water. And it says, water represents the flow of life. It gracefully conforms to any environment. It is a powerful example of non-resistance. Is there struggle or resistance in your life? Be aware of the day-to-day currents and move freely with them. And then there's an affirmation. It says, I let go and give myself completely to the wisdom and flow within. I am awake and awed, A-W-E-D. So be like water, be flexible. That is the way through. There's an old proverb that says, and we have that on the slide, blessed are the flexible, for they will not be bent out of shape. So actually the proverb was just be flexible like water, the flexible shall not be bent out of shape. But when I looked it up, this is what Robert Ludlum, the writer, is credited to have saying, blessed be the flexible, for they shall not be bent out of shape. So today's key point, if you don't take anything else away, is don't let reality become your vision. Let your vision become your reality. Don't let conditions become your vision. Let your vision become your reality or become your conditions. Now, in times of challenge, difficult circumstances, we do need to adapt. We need to let those roadblocks become stepping stones and continue toward our vision. Not forget that vision, not forget the intentions that we have set. And if we find ourselves off track, then ask the question, where do I go from here? To my destination. The destination that I desire, that I have set, that Spirit has given me as a purpose and a way of expressing that authenticity that was spoken about in the daily word. So we do need to remember our map, our mind action plan. Now the mind action plan works on the inside with our thoughts, and it also is an actual outside thing where we take action. So we have a plan of action too, a map of that. So what is mind action? Well, our third unity principle speaks to that. Mind action is the power of thought, creates and shapes our reality and our experiences, and we have a slide for that. It is the fundamental principle through which people interact with, and create their reality. Thoughts and beliefs hold immense power to influence our experiences, both physical and spiritual. Now, have you noticed that our thoughts and beliefs hold immense power? Yeah, both for if they're negative, if they're lack and limiting, they hold immense power. If they are empowering and they are truth, they hold immense power. So I'd like to review how to move from predict and control to sense and respond, which was part of what Gary and Jane Simmons shared. And this is a map for moving through and navigating difficulties and challenges. So, to navigate through health challenges, which cash flow challenges, relationship challenges, we need to be flexible, practice non-resistance and non-attachment, and be open to that flow. We need to make adjustments along the way, don't we? When our planned route on the map has been interrupted. So when taking a trip, yes, we would likely have a specific plan to get there, a specific route. But then there are detours. Our human nature goes to that predict and control method of response and with roadblocks. And it's the reacting side of us. It's getting bent out of shape. It's getting, anxious and trying to control things and trying to predict the future based on the past. Now, I remember I was taught a song a long time ago, and a singing chant night that Dan O'Neill was leading, and there was a song that the words were, "The past is over, it can touch me not." The past is over, it can touch me not. Now, I'm not saying that knowing our history isn't helpful, but we don't want to get attached and stuck in the story, attached to the story or the conditions, and allow it to ruin our present and have it, give power to predicting the future. Now, the method that our divine nature uses is sense and respond, which when we sense and respond, we get still, we listen, we release the ideas of lack or the expressions of lack in all of its forms, which show up in our thoughts and our behavior. And we access that inner wisdom, those inner resources that are always available to us, which were presented in those cards, Who Have I Come to Be? So here is part of we've got two slides to show you the list, but the first ones are that you can see on the screen are being present in your body, being willing to find the inner resources that may be hidden, make friends with uncertainty, listen for what wants to emerge. And then the second part of the slide, affirm and enter the vision. See yourself in it. Live as though you're in the vision. The vision is happening right here, right now. The sixth one is taking multiple perspectives, like seeing the big picture, not just our narrow way of, like we might insist on going one way and insist on this route, and yet if we let go and go the other way, it could be an easier route. It could bring us more fulfillment. It could bring us more, a greater version of the vision that we have. And then lastly, we trust in the leadership aspect, we trust in the collective wisdom of everyone coming together to dynamically steer our community. And if it's in your personal life, you're trusting in your own inner wisdom to dynamically and consciously steer your life. Now let me speak to a few of these. So the first one being listen to your body or be present in your body. So the body confirms our intuition, our intuitive impulses. We feel that. There's a vibration there when we're connected to that. When the guidance is right for us, there is this aha, there is this sense of peace and benevolence that overcomes us when we feel that is right. And that message comes through our body, which is like our antenna to the divine. Now, science over and over has proven the body-mind connection. So when we ground ourselves, take that moment, as the Simmons do, they always have us go through a grounding where we connect with our energy like roots going into the ground, like a tree, rooting into the ground, and then we connect with our heart. We connect with that gratitude that Maureen talked about last week, that gratitude and that appreciation and acknowledging all the good that is everywhere present. Sometimes our focus isn't on it, but if we can at least pattern interrupt our thinking and come back to some positive focus. All right, so then that's connecting to the body. Then we can look to our inner resources that may be hidden, that are seeking to emerge from within. And then we can, as number 3 says, make friends with uncertainty. We can embrace the unknown, and that's where faith comes in. Faith is our strong belief in what we cannot yet see. And then 4, which is listening for what wants to emerge, we discover what is emerging so that whatever roadblock can be replaced with a new way of being and doing. We may see things differently. We may do things differently. And then the 5th part of our map or mind action plan is to include ourselves in that vision, to affirm and live in that vision. And then it means, number 6, looking from multiple perspectives, which was demonstrated, and I think we have a slide for that, that multiple perspective. As I showed you some different optical illusions here where you could see here from 2 perspectives at least, right? You can see a silhouette of 2 people facing each other, or you can see a vase with some or a fountain coming out of the vase. So that's, we can see both, right? You can see one or the other, or can we now, once we become aware, see both? And then there are other examples too of more than just seeing 2 possibilities. There are multiple. So the divine mind, or our higher self, sees from all perspectives and possibilities. And then lastly, we trust that inner wisdom. So I just would like to ask you some reflection questions now. Do you have a conscious vision for your life? One that you can have, a sense of purpose, a mission, like our church, like Unity has. We have a mission, a vision statement. We are lives transforming the world. We share the good news about the innate worth of all of humanity. And anyway, so do you have your own personal statement? I hope you do. And once you have that, then do you set goals? Do you have an action plan? Not one to be attached to, that it has to go a certain way exactly, but a plan that you might take, some different routes you might take to get there. And then, are you able to really put your faith in that vision, to believe in yourself and believe in spirit, or believe in your higher self that has given you that vision, so that when you lose sight of it, you can stop yourself and ask, where do I go from here? How do I get back to center? So if you don't already have a roadmap, or if we don't return to our roadmap, you know what happens? The mind will go rogue, right? And I say the mind because we have a mind, we have thoughts, but that's not our true identity, because our true identity is spirit. And we are human and we are spiritual. So we have these the 2 perspectives. So we want to come back to our mind action plan, our map, when we get lost. And I was reminded of the story of Moses in, the Exodus in Hebrew scripture. The Exodus story. Moses was instructed by by God or Spirit who came to him in a burning bush, remember the story? And spoke to him and gave him the name I am that I am, is who sent you, to lead his tribe of people from captivity or from slavery, from bondage, and to freedom. So we, as in Unity and New Thought, we look at the Bible as, metaphysical terms, as the journey of our own consciousness and our own evolution of our understanding and relationship with the divine. So we all have an Exodus story where our higher self can guide us through difficulty, like Moses and the Israelites. Now remember, they did wander in the wilderness for, as it says, 40 years, which is really, the number is not what matters, but it represents a period of time it took for their consciousness to transform and see that their vision, they had let circumstances become their vision. They didn't let their vision of the promised land become their reality. So they wandered around until Moses' brother Aaron led them right across the river to the promised land. It was right there all along. Now, I decided to see what modern day tale I could find with AI about our wilderness story. So this is The Awakening of Maya, a modern metaphysical exodus. I thought you all could probably relate to this. Once upon a time, there lived a woman named Maya, a successful corporate executive in a high-powered tech company. On the outside, she had everything: status, wealth, recognition, but inside, she felt trapped. The company culture was driven by fear, control, and endless striving. She was surrounded by people enslaved to deadlines, expectations, and the illusion that their worth depended on their performance. One night after an exhausting day, Maya wandered into a quiet meditation center. There she sat for the first time in years. As she closed her eyes, something stirred within her, a spark, a voice from deep within that whispered, "You were not made for this kind of bondage." This was her higher self speaking to her. This moment became her burning bush, a moment of clarity where the still small voice of spirit called her to set her people free, her own thoughts, her own thought people, and then to liberate herself and others from a life of spiritual slavery to fear, productivity, and limitation. So at first, Maya resisted. Who am I to lead anyone? What if I fail? What will people think? I can tell you, I have been through this many times. But the voice within reminded her, I am is with you. Maya began her journey out of Egypt, the metaphysical Egypt being the consciousness of fear, conformity, and lack. She left her job. Others followed, inspired by her courage and clarity. It wasn't easy. There were moments of deep doubt, Red Sea moments when the way forward seemed blocked. But every time she returned to her inner stillness, the waters parted and ideas appeared and new paths opened for her. In the wilderness, she and her companions faced the discomfort of not knowing, of shedding old beliefs and habits. They grumbled at times, missing the false comfort of their old lives. But Maya reminded them, you are free now. You are not alone. Source is guiding you. Now each day they received manna, unexpected support, synchronicities, small miracles of provision and inspiration. The desert became their teacher, and they learned to trust and to listen, follow their intuitive guidance. Now, after many trials, they began to build a new community, a promised land not of geography but of consciousness, a place where worth is inherent, where spirit is central, and where each person is free to live in their divine purpose. Now, as I was reading this, I was like, wow, that is what we're here for. That's what unity is here for. To show each person their divine inherent worth, to be spirit-centered, and to bring peace to the world one person at a time. So, I have talked about this Visions booklet a number of times, and we have handed out copies of it, Visions for Unity of Richmond. We had a town hall meeting. We gathered more of your visions and more of your ideas. I have a few more today if anybody that doesn't have one wants a copy, we'll let you have another copy of our visions, because, again, having that map and using it is the important thing. If we have a map and we don't use it, what good is it? So we have this vision, and there were a few things I wanted to remind us of, because this was 2 years ago, I think, when we started this, and we collected in-service cards that everybody shared of ideas and things that we envisioned for unity. And some of those were, one, it's quoted in the book, we are a safe space that allows dialogue for how to interact with each other. Now, how are we doing with that? And I'm just going to let you reflect. I'm not asking for you to answer, but just think about that. Another is that we are dedicated to inclusivity with our thoughts, words, and actions. How are we doing with that? We have a vision of growing membership of people of all ages, races, sexual orientations. Another part of the vision, we have ample staff, volunteers, and support. How are we doing? I am so pleased to see the surge of volunteerism that we have right now, and I'm very confident and feel so blessed by all of you and how you volunteered. And I especially feel that confidence as I take some time off and have the surgery in a couple of weeks, that we're all in good hands because everybody is pitching in together. We also have a vision of increased outreach. One specific one was, get this, Unity is offering energy work and education that brings people into healing light in an accessible and grounded manner. Now that was set, right? Now I don't know, and I find this to be true too. Sometimes I write things down and years later I find it in my journal. I'm like, man, I wrote that down and here it is, So here it is. We've got that going right now. We have a lovely brochure about the wellness offerings that we have here. I thought I had a copy with me. There's some right out there on the shelf, but it's wellness activities. We have Reiki being offered, and we have it being offered here after service today. We also have, Reiki classes. So Tuesday, if you are ready to do your master's, Reiki master's class is being offered on Tuesday. So see Mary Ellen. She's facilitating that this Tuesday. We have our yoga that are our yoga instructors, Maureen being one of them, on Mondays, and Leisha on Saturdays, and Barbara does a lot online and in person. But we've got some, and Jean McInnes is also doing pranic healing now. So here is that one manifest, right? We are a place that has this energy, work, and education that brings people into healing light in an accessible and grounded manner. We had a holistic health fair last week that demonstrated this action also. Now, we also have our outreach. That was on the list. Outreach with Caritas, the dinners on third Fridays, and the Cardinal School. We have volunteers from here that are doing reading to the children at the Cardinal School. We have classes such as Eye of the Storm, things that help us to develop our spirituality and our spiritual tools. So many things that are taking place that if we don't stop and appreciate them, sometimes we, lose our gratitude. So there has been a lot going on, and I just, as the days go by, I'm starting my 5th year here in September. I'm just like, wow, how far we've come since coming out of the pandemic, and so a lot of good is happening, and I'm so very grateful for that. For what we've accomplished, we're sitting on a gold mine. There are so many people who have such talents to offer. All we need to do is be open and live in that flow that I talked about the flow like water. We're currently activating a garden and green team, a facilities team, to look at what our ongoing maintenance for our building needs to be. There's things that are being activated now, and most recently we have a new, we're activating our compassionate care team. That's going to be headed up by Vicki Leake. So we can stay in touch with all those who are recovering, such as our dear Debbie and Edie and others. So compassionate care, we've got some people who are on the team. Anybody who wants to be on that team, let me know and let Vicki know, because we will stay connected and with the people who could use a meal or a ride to the doctor or pick up some groceries and such. We have very generous volunteers. We have very generous donors who are helping our community make a difference and live this mission and purpose that we have. Do we have obstacles and roadblocks? Yes. Do we have cash flow challenges time to time? Yes. Are we going to let that deter us from our mission and vision? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we have a lot of things activated. We have a lot going for us, and we are so very, very blessed. And now, back to the Exodus story. Again, that's a universal story. It describes the journey that we make from, bondage in limiting beliefs to freedom in divine truth. Our awakened spiritual self leads us step by step. And the wilderness might challenge us from time to time, but it prepares us for our full realization of our divine identity. And while this is part of the journey, we can use these challenges as stepping stones into the future. And now there were some ideas that were shared by another presenter, Reverend Jim Rosemurgy, at the conference too. So I'm just going to bring a couple of those in about challenges being used as stepping stones for and roadblocks being used as stepping stones. The blessing of a challenge is that it helps us forge a new path, a new way of being. And when facing challenges, you have to become something you've never been before. It stretches us, right? To something we've never been before. And when we face challenges, we also stretch into seeing things that we've never seen before, seeing possibilities, being open, and do things that we've never done before. Sometimes we just need to take a risk and do it and see what happens, Yeah. So when we look at what is hidden that seeks to emerge from us, then we can make that challenge obsolete. No one wants to be challenged with an illness or a breakup or a bankruptcy, be it financial or spiritual. If you encounter something like this in your life, remember it has not come to stay, it has come to pass. All of the stories in the scriptures say, it came to pass, it came to pass, it came to pass. So I was looking at the Daily Word on Friday, which really stood out to me, because the message was about surprises, actually. And it just used the word surprise, and The affirmation is, I meet surprises with joy and enthusiasm. Now, I thought about that. Okay, surprises could be either positive or negative, right? We could have surprises that are really great. Ooh, I won the lottery today. Or we could have surprises that are other than that, like a health challenge or something. So I decided to interchange the word surprise with challenge. So I meet challenges with joy and enthusiasm. How can we do that? That would be a stretch, wouldn't it? So here's some words from the Daily Word. I've mostly used it, but I've also adapted it a little bit. If I see a surprise as disruptive or unwelcome, I will likely feel frustrated and disappointed when my plans go awry. But if I welcome challenges, and if I see them as bearing the grace that can help me to my destination, I am more likely to be able to adapt and remain in the flow of life. Whatever surprises or challenges that enter my life, I believe I can use them to move myself along my spiritual path. I choose optimism. I remain mindful of Source within all things. I take surprises or challenges in stride, knowing that God is with me every step of the way. And I added, I remain in gratitude every step of the way. So to conclude, I just want to say, don't let reality become your vision. Let vision become your reality. And remember where we started, the flexible shall not be bent out of shape. Okay? Be like water and stay in the flow. So let us conclude with these statements or these affirmations. I am led by the wisdom of spirit from bondage to freedom. Together, I am led by the wisdom of spirit from bondage to freedom. I release the illusion of control and welcome the power of the flow. I release the illusion of control and welcome the power of the flow. I move through roadblocks with ease and grace. I move through roadblocks with ease and grace as I align with divine nature. As I align with divine nature. And so it is. And so now let us prepare for meditation. So just sit in the seat and feel the support of the chair that you're sitting in, and feel your feet touching the ground, and imagine then those roots, the roots of your energy moving through your feet and into the earth, taking root there to Mother Earth. And then you can even put your hand over your heart if you like, but let's connect with our hearts right now. That space where we can feel gratitude, where we can feel appreciation. Where we can accept that challenges are part of the journey. Where we can connect with the idea that change begins with our alignment with that higher nature, with our higher selves. Let these words be your words. I release resistance to ease. I release resistance to ease. I no longer speak fear-based thoughts or words that limit me. Now let's just do a little reflection right now. Where in my life do I feel stuck in a limiting pattern or belief? Just recognize it without judging your answer. Where do I feel stuck in an old limiting pattern? And what does my personal wilderness look like in this pattern? And how is this experience preparing me for that greater vision of my life, that greater expression of my purpose and my vision and my mission? And what is my higher self calling me to become? What resource is emerging from me? And what would that fulfillment of my vision look and feel like within my consciousness? I allow myself to be flexible and open to grace. I allow myself to be like water, to be in the flow. Whatever the currents, wherever the currents take me. I am guided by inner light and inner wisdom, and I am not alone. And I rest now knowing that all is well. All is well. I have everything I need to be in the here and the now, to move through and transform my life through any challenge, and to expand into this greater version, ever evolving expression of the divine that I am. And I am grateful. And so it is. We're going to sing a verse of water. I want to be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from stream to stream. I want to be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. I want to be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. I wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. All right, our ushers are ready to come forward. And I'd like to remind you, as we are going to do our prosperity blessing, that we're tithing to the Habitat for Humanity. And we still are looking for, if you would like to sign up for consistent giving, as that means giving regularly, even when you're not here. You can do it digitally, electronically, any way you like. That helps us with our regular cash flow. So if you haven't already, that's available. We have a form to fill out. And one more thing. We have a legacy giving program, which is available. And Tom Johnston, who is here, he will guide you. You can pick up a brochure. We have those out on the table too, of ways in which you can leave a legacy gift to Unity of Richmond, and he can guide you in that. So those are out. All of these things are out and on the table out there. Thank you. So let us say our prosperity blessing together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I am grateful. And now we have Ms. Juju coming up to do some
All right, Juju.
interpretive dance while Heather
My daughter
sings
can't help
for
but
us.
move.
Yeah.
Feel free to join in dancing if the Spirit so leads you. Do you understand? I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know, where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind must sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. I know everybody on this island sees a role on this island. Everything is by design. I know everybody on this island has a role on this island. Maybe I can roll with mine. I can lead with pride, I can make us strong. I'll be satisfied if I play along, but the voice inside sings a different song. What is wrong with me? See the light as it shines on the sea, it's blinding, but no one knows how far it goes. And it seems like it's calling out to me, so come find me and let me know what's beyond that line. Will I cross the line? See the line where the sky is sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind and the sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go. Thank you for joining me. We have our shy moments, and that's all good. It's a quiet dance. Just watch my Facebook, you'll see all the dancing videos. All right, together we give thanks for the gifts that will support our mission of creating a spiritually awakened world. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, thank you to our ushers, and thank you to our music team, Forrest, Ryan, Ian. Thanks for letting me play with y'all today. Thank you for our folks in the back keeping us live, sounding good. Rob, Corey, and Miss Bernice. Thank you, Bernice, for sharing your beautiful light with us today. Do I have some prayer chaplains up in here? Can we get some prayer up in here? Some prayer? All right, we got people who are ready to throw down in prayer. And be thrown down. All right, cornerstone of who we are. And thank you all for being here and spreading your love and light. It is not the same. Thanks for letting me play with y'all today. Thank you, Miss Juju, for joining me up here. She's also taken to being barefoot because we're in sacred ground. Thank you to just everyone for being part of this community and just being. Thank you for being here. Let us stand and say the prayer of protection together. Let us join hands. We all love each other here. No cooties right now. Cutie free. Proud to be cutie free. All right. I like to call it the Unity Kidney Bean. This is a very interesting shape we are making, folks. I love it. You should all see it from here. Ooh, it's a jelly bean. I like it. Okay. The Unity Jelly Bean, I'm here for it. All right. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Go forth and play. And get